Welcome to the French Newfie. I'm Erin MacDonald. Today I'm going to make for you a really nice summer salad using fennel. And I'm not sure if a lot of people are comfortable using fennel. I know that's something I didn't grow up with. It wasn't sold in the produce section of my grocery stores. So I had to play around with it a little bit and follow some recipes. And I have a beautiful watermelon and fennel salad. So I'm going to show you how to chop the fennel. Again, if you're not used to it, you don't know how to cut it. So basically what you do is you're found with a bulb like this, and you can find this little florets on the top. These are completely edible as well, and they're almost like dill, and they're beautiful as well. So don't cut off them and discard of them. So I'm just going to chop it off and save that for later, and they're really pretty and they're full of flavor, like I said, as well. And just take off the bottom, which I've done earlier. I have some chopped up to the side because it'll take me a while to chop it up, so I just want to give you an idea. And you chop off the bottom because that's the root that's holding everything together, and then you take the fennel and break it apart, and it will come apart. Some of it takes a little bit of effort, but not much. You can hear it cracking and it comes apart, and they come apart like little fans. So then as you get down farther, as it gets smaller and smaller, you'll see that there's another little root. So again, take off the bottom so that way it comes apart, and so forth. And you just peel around till it all comes back. Next, what you want to do is break it. And fennel, like I said, is so full of flavor, but I'm not going to use this top. It's all edible. Even the seeds of the fennel are edible, which is great. So I love that you can use every bit pretty much of the fennel. I'm going to save this for later, and this is great. I'm going to put it into a zip top bag, and I can use it for flavoring soups and so forth. So I try not to waste any of that. If you've never tried fennel before, it tastes like licorice, but they actually have nothing to do with each other. They're not from the same plant family at all, but they do taste very similar. So if you ever tasted licorice, that's the taste that you're going to get. So now that I've broken it down, you see, you just want to smash it out so that it's kind of flat. This one has a little bit of brown discoloration on the top, and I am going to get rid of that. And then again, flatten it out so that way you can cut it. And if you can, pile them on top of each other, and with a very sharp knife, what you want to do is cut them kind of on an angle, and you want to cut them thin, almost like you are doing a chiffonade of, say, cabbage would be a good example. So if you've ever made, say, coleslaw before, perhaps you've used this method instead of using a grater, so you get the long chiffonade, which means ribbon, actually. So this is what this turns out to be like. Really, really nice. And I love fennel. So there you go. Now you know how to chop a fennel if you've never taken one apart. And like I said, these little florets on the top, these little leaves are packed with flavor, and it gives another bright color, so I'm not going to waste that. And I'm going to get it into a bowl because next I'm going to move on to the watermelon. So let me bring my bowl closer. I don't want to lose any of that fennel or any of those little beautiful little stalks there, little leaves. And get that down, and then we're going to move on to my watermelon. Perfect. Actually, before I do that, I want to give it a good squeeze of lemon juice just to make sure that it doesn't oxidize and turn brown, because no one wants to eat a brown salad. So just get that down like this. I don't feel any seeds coming out, so that's perfect. You can catch it with your hands. Just squeeze it down, a little bit of lemon juice. And if you happen to get a seed into the bowl by mistake, just pick it out. Very simple. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the watermelon. And I love watermelon, especially in the summertime. And they're in season, of course, and they're heavy. That's what you want to look for. If you get a heavy one, you know that it's full of juice and it should be ripe. So fingers crossed on that. Let me just wipe down my blade. There you go. And we're going to start by taking off the bottom. So just hold it steady. Go down. There you go. Yeah, it looks really pretty and it's very ripe, so that's good. Just discard the bottom and then roll it around to the other side. And again, there you go. Perfect. And now it's going to be so much easier to peel. So put it back up here like this. And then what we're going to do is just take off this part of the watermelon. So you want to go with this, get the skin off and go in just like this and curve as you go. Very easy. Again, you're going to need a sharp knife for this. So take the time to sharpen your knife. Go all the way around, curving as you go to get underneath. Again, like that, and like this. And I can smell that watermelon. It's so delicious. I really enjoy eating watermelon, and it's extremely healthy for you because it's mostly made up of water, so bonus there. We get all that down. There we go. And now I'm just gonna cube it up because it's gonna go into my salad. And we have the fennel that's dressed in that lemon juice. It's gonna be a really nice contrast to that licorice. So I'm just gonna go down like this, and like this. Take your time, not in a rush. Like that. Perfect. And turn it over. Oh, I do have some dark bits. If you notice that you've missed the dark bits, you can just take it off. There we go. Okay. Now there's quite a bit of watermelon here, so I'm gonna save these two. And I'm gonna snack on them, maybe puree them later for a nice cocktail. So just go down again. And then this, so you're just making them into cubes, down one way, like that. And then we're gonna do it the other way. If you want to, you can turn it like this, or turn your board, whatever is easier for you. And then just go down through it so that you have nice chunks of watermelon. Perfect. There we go. And again, we're gonna bring the bowl up and put it into the fennel. That's nice and shaved. Perfect. Big chunks. I really like to have a big chunk of watermelon. It breaks down so soft and it turns basically into water. And that is quite a bit of watermelon. So I'm gonna have a lot to puree later. This is all I'm gonna use for now. Let me just put this here and wipe my hands. Another ingredient that's gonna go into the salad is going to be mint. And I just feel like mint and watermelon and summer and fennel, it all goes really, really nice together. So what I've done is I've just taken the mint off the stalk because the stalk is quite thick. So you just wanna peel off the stalk of the mint, roll it up into a little ball, and I've also washed it and put it on paper towel earlier. And you wanna do that because I find mint sometimes has dirt and sand, and you don't want any sand or dirt, especially into your salad. So there you go. Again, I'm just doing a little chiffonade so it turns into like ribbons. And I'm gonna get that into my bowl. So you have nice mint, and there's some lemon juice, and watermelon, and of course the fennel that you now know how to chop. And I'm going in with some salt, a little bit of flaky salt, just like that, and a little bit of pepper. And I know it sounds odd, but it's not. You have your sweet, you know, I think with any salad, there should be some type of soft, which you're getting from the watermelon. You have some crunch from the fennel. And lastly, I think there should be something silky, and that's where the feta cheese is going to come into play. So I have some nice feta, and I'm just gonna break it off like this and crumble it down. And again, I just find feta, it reminds me of summer. I don't know why. It's just nice and cooling and a little bit of salty. It's great for an afternoon salad, such as this one. Just some more, get that down like that. And lastly, I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and that's just gonna bind everything and bring it together. So I'm not actually making a salad dressing, but you know, there's salt in there, there's pepper, there's lemon juice, and now I'm going in with the extra virgin olive oil. So just a little drizzle of that over the top. Beautiful. Simple ingredients, but very, very fresh. And now I wanna give everything a nice toss, just so that I have the olive oil and the salt and the pepper and the feta all coated. I have the beautiful mint leaves that are complementing everything really, really well. And there you go. Mix it all up. And now I'm gonna get it onto a plate. And let me just push my board back out of the way here. Perfect. And I'm gonna get it onto a nice plate, just like this. Perfect. Beautiful salad. It's so nice and flavorful. And you have that salty bit of the feta, and the fennel is really, really tasty. I definitely encourage you to try fennel for a really nice summer salad with this watermelon. And as always, now I'm starting to pair some different wines and cocktails and beverages and mocktails even with my creations. So with this fennel salad, fennel is widely used in Italian cuisine. So I've picked a really nice Italian Chardonnay to pair with it. So, and of course I recipe tested with this a couple of days ago, so I have some wine left over. Who would have ever thought? There we go. Nice and cold and crisp Italian Chardonnay to go along with my watermelon and fennel salad. I really hope that you give it a try and enjoy.